Welcome back to another episode of Spicy Tales Podcast with Kim and Stacy.
Hello.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Okay, let's get back into it because I really want to talk about. I'm sorry. I know if you watched the last episode, we had to cut it short because the time is running out. But Blueface, Chrisean, and Jaidyn Alexis.
Mm-hmm.
The trifecta of ratchetness.
Yeah.
Okay? The holy trinity of ghetto.
Yeah.
Like,
Where do we start? You know what?
I want to start with
okay.
Jaidyn Alexis looks like Stewie.
Oh, geez.
Because, like, she looks like Stewie.
You know what? I watched an interview, Jason Lee's interview. He's the head of Hollywood Unlocked. He had Jaidyn Alexis and Blueface. So last time he interviewed Chrisean and Blueface when they were together.
Mhm.
And then now Jaidyn and Blueface are back together, so he's interviewing them now. And actually, by the time you see this episode, a week ago, which is today, they released the Chrisean Jason Lee interview. But Jaidyn and Blueface have been together since high school. They're high school sweethearts. They have 2 kids.
That's
together.
what you call. That's the definition of. I
mean,
sweetheart,
that's the
because
definition.
I don't want it.
It's not sweet, but like they've been together. She's only slept with him. Can you believe that?
No.
But she's only slept with him, and to me, I actually can believe it because the way she strikes me as one of those girls that like you definitely just slept with him, and like I know a girl like this. She only slept with one guy, and her man is cheating with her up and down all over the place, and she is riding for her man. She doesn't care how trash he is. That's her man. And they just got engaged.
That's the community bicycle, sweetheart. It's not your man.
You know, Blueface is actually a good-looking guy, but he's so ratchet that, like, he's ugly. You know what I mean?
Ugh.
But he is a good-looking guy. He had his little Blueface baby, Tatiana King. You know, he had his time in the music industry. And then he he had... Tatiana. Okay, you know what? Whatever.
That's all I needed to hear.
And he had the worst thing is he had Cardi B on the remix. Like he actually.
Oh no,
it was
Cardi,
big. It was huge.
I only like the Cardi version.
And he has a YG. Everyone remixed that friggin' song.
And like let's be honest, that's the song that's gonna keep his pockets full. And it's
no, now Chrisean's been really keeping his pockets full too.
Did you see Chrisean? You know how Chrisean has a new song with that little Malibu?
Yes, I saw that.
Did you hear the lyrics of the song?
I know she's hating. It's a diss track to
Blueface. The
Blueface.
guy in the song says, I liked Blueface, so I took his baby. And I was like, no, that's disrespectful. Like
disrespect. The way Chrisean, first of all, Chrisean is ratchet as they can get.
She is.
So
I have a soft spot for her.
I have a soft spot for her, but at the same time, like, no. Like, at this point, it's manipulation. She's manipulating all of us. Because you know how women cry, wah, I'm so sad, he did this to me. Please, Chrisean, you will run back to that guy in a heartbeat if he said, and I'm pretty sure she actually said that she thinks she's pregnant again. Yeah.
With his baby, of course.
I don't know, but all I know is that Blueface he's a puppet master. He's playing both of them.
Didn't he just get sued for like $70 million
for
a shooting that happened at a Las Vegas?
He beat the case.
I swear he has to pay $70 million.
He beat the case because this guy, he even talked about it on the Jason Lee interview. This guy, he came on a lift to a location, but before he came, one guy got into an argument with a group of people of the location that Blueface was arriving at, and then the guy came back, and when Blueface arrived, the guy came back, was about to do a drive-by, and so Blueface noticed that he was about to, so he took his gun out, self-defense, and shot at him. So the guy started driving, ran over someone.
Oh, wow.
In his company car.
Not the company car.
Got into a car accident. And so they were like, okay, Blueface is the celebrity here. They're going to pin everything on Blueface, just to find out the only thing that saved Blueface is that he had a Lyft driver bring him here. So then that's how they realized that he didn't know anyone at the location. That's what got him off the charge. The guy got charged with like...
But I don't think... I think the club sued him for $70
Okay, maybe the club, but
I saw that he was ordered to pay $70 million.
He's literally beat every case so far that he's been
I mean, good for him for that.
accused of. So clearly he's a pretty lucky guy, actually. And he just proposed to his Stewie Griffin.
Stewie.
And she's all happy. She thinks she won because she won what? I don't know. The father of her children. And I understand, like, wanting your family to be together. Like, I get it. A lot of women did not grow up with that. So, like, they will do that. They will fight for that no matter what. But, like, it's just sad because it's like, he's gonna continue cheating on you. Like I said, Chrisean is probably pregnant with his baby again.
It's the disrespect, like, and it's the public disrespect of the mothers of your children. Like,
and this is the person that you've been with. She's only been with you. She loves you. She wants to be with you, and you're the one that keeps, like, because she's a pretty quiet person. Like, she doesn't really say much online now. I
have to say, one time she came for Bia.
Oh yeah, you did mention that before.
Yeah, the way Bia fucking wrapped her up and threw her away, and I was like, you can't.
Well, now she's starting her music career.
Anyways,
I actually like her song.
Stop. You can't come for people who are smarter than you, because then you make yourself look stupid.
She's not the smartest, but in the interview she looks way smarter than Blueface.
Everybody's smarter than Blueface.
But then he's like, but the guy loves living in chaos. Like, that's how he is. He thrives in chaos.
Some people are like that. They don't know. It's almost like they can't live when it's calm because they're not sure how to
he's a shit disturber. He's always disrupting. Jason Lee was like, why can't you just be faithful to her? Like, she's always been faithful to you. She's only been with you. Like, I don't get it. Like, this girl's literally riding and dying for you. Why are you doing this? And he's just like, I just feel like it's very feminine to be vulnerable and, like, be in a committed relationship. Like, I'm a man. Like, he's very toxic masculinity, you know, so whatever. And then there's freaking Summer Walker. You know, I love Summer Walker as an artist, and she's pretty funny, but to me, she's the last person that should be talking shit about people's relationship.
Oh, when she made that comment about Jada?
Okay, first of all, she's like, her and Lil Meech, he's been cheating on her. He's always going to cheat on her. So she was just like, I can't take it. I can't be like Jada, so I'm done. Whatever. First of all, Jada's probably minding her business being like, why the hell are you even mentioning? Why'd you throw me under the bus? Like, you're a fucking hater. You're two-faced. And then just to find out she's back with Lil Meech.
Yeah,
so,
and then Jada commented, oh, how cute. So cute.
Yeah, and I would too, for sure.
And I was on the floor.
You have to.
First of all, Lil Meech is my favorite. After that video, I can't help my cousin bring the groceries in the house.
Yo, guys are trash.
Not one grocery bag in sight, my guy. But, like, go off. Henny bottle in the hand, blunt in the mouth. I can't help my cousin bring the groceries.
Trash. And that's what Summer Walker loves. She loves that shit. And then on top of that, she does a skit on TikTok, and it's her doing like Chrisean voiceover, and she's dressed up as Chrisean, like missing a tooth with a baby. Baby's back is freaking bent over because there's the infamous picture of video of Chrisean at Walmart with her baby's back bent all over because she cannot take care of a baby. She can't take care of a baby. She's a baby raising a baby. She was not prepared.
Babies having
babies. Then so she's like, hey, obviously making fun of Chrisean. So then Chrisean felt a way about it. She was just like, it'd be the same bitches that are in your DMs just to find out. Summer Walker was one of the people when she saw that video of the baby's back, whatever. She went to Chrisean's DMs and was like, oh, like, I just want to say that, like, I'm there for you if you need anything. Just to make fun of her. It's like, you're so Summer, you're such a two-faced bitch. I wouldn't be able to stand you. So even if Chrisean is the most ghetto ass ratchet in the worst love triangle, Summer Walker, your kid was like malnourished just like 2 years ago. You were like feeding her honey and like grains and whatever the hell you were feeding your baby.
A raw vegan diet.
Talking about, oh, you should never talk about a baby, but here you are having a whole skit about Chrisean. Like, you're just a hypocrite. You're a snake, and we peep it.
She definitely was she definitely came for people.
She did for no reason. Like, no one's doing anything to you. Why would you go in my DMs?
The Jada comment was so out of pocket. Like, it came out of nowhere. Like, who? Like,
no, and then just to eat your words up because you're back with the cheating. man.
Oh no, her posting that family photo with Meech and like all their friends at the pumpkin patch.
So embarrassing.
She's dying.
So embarrassing. That's why you need to keep shit on the hush hush, the low.
Yeah,
because
she fucked up.
You're embarrassing. You're embarrassing your whole life.
She really be out here wilding out. I mean, I love Summer Walker. Don't get me wrong.
I love Summer Walker.
I think she's really funny. I think she's talented. I love her.
Talented.
I love when she comes for people. Like, it's funny, but like, you can't come for people who haven't done anything.
Who haven't come for you.
Like, Chrisean is just out here trying to live.
Like, she's living her mess of a life. Why are you being messy?
And also, like, I don't like calling Chrisean a bad mom. She's a first-time mom. Everybody makes mistakes. The only difference is that hers are more public than others. Because a lot of first-time moms have issues like figuring out how to hold the baby.
She's kind of slow.
Blah, blah.
She's kind of
100%. And like, I'm sure that
she needs the right people around her,
and she probably doesn't have the right people around her.
She does not.
And as being a mom, the last people you should be hanging out with are your fucking ratchet ass twerking on headlights friends.
And Blueface was literally saying, because he's an idiot, and he literally posted like a picture of the baby with a hernia and was saying like, oh, like, why the fuck does my baby have a hernia? But in the interview, he's like, yeah, I know it was fucked up that I posted that picture, but at the same time, my baby mom's was not taking my baby to the freaking his doctor's appointment, and she loves social media. So at that point, I was just like, the only way I can grab her attention is by exposing her on social media. Like, I'm sorry. He keeps saying that's not my kid, because now there's been talks about this other guy. This guy came out and was like, oh, I'm the baby's daddy's too. So he's like, I don't even know if that's my freaking kid. But if it is my kid, I would like you to be a good mom and freaking go to the doctor's appointments. He's like, I had an event. Tell me why Chrisean's coming to my event. She's trying to reschedule the appointment to go to my event. Like, are you stupid? So that's when he's realizing, wow, my high school sweetheart
that you had a baby
my
with.
High school sweetheart is out here cleaning the house. He's just like, when I lived with Chrisean, she broke all the TVs. Days later, you think that she would take care of the TVs, like get it replaced. Now she's just sloppy, she's dirty, she's a wreck. Like, she's not the type of person that's gonna take good care of a baby, because she can't take good care of herself. Like, she was not prepared for this.
There was a video of, like, I think she was pregnant at the time and their house was a mess, and he was like ragging on her, but like, at the same time, I'm like, bro, sometimes when people are pregnant, like, they're going through a lot. Like, you could be depressed. First of all, one of the first signs of people being depressed is living in squalor. So it's like, you can't tell someone that they're a bad this, bad that because of the condition of their house. Maybe they are depressed. Maybe they're going through a lot. Why don't you get her some fucking help instead of going on social media showing the condition of the house? Why don't you get her some fucking therapy?
I am not.
Talk to someone.
I think it's because when
babies,
my mother had 2 kids before she was 20 years old, she stepped up to the responsibility.
But
so I understand that. And that's why I have a warped reality, because to me, like, that's what a mom is supposed to do. They're supposed to step up, take responsibility, and get their fucking acts together.
That's what someone with a clear head and a head on their shoulders and the right people around them know what to do.
My mom even left the people around her to go somewhere else.
Was it the people around her, or was it my dad?
Okay, well, I don't know who she was running from, but
it was my dad.
She dipped to Ottawa, and she started over by herself because she knew that she could do it better by herself.
Yeah, no, and
I get it. Not everyone's not like my mom. They ain't built
if we're gonna be honest, mom left because my dad was in fuck shit, and she wasn't trying to risk our lives while my dad was out here doing his gang shit.
Well, look at Blueface. He's doing fuck shit, and Chrisean.
I'm just saying,
like, she has the funds. The worst thing is, mom didn't even have the means really to do something like that.
I'm not discrediting anything you're saying. I 100% agree with you. I'm just saying I don't like to put women down on things like that, because one, you don't know what the quality of their mental health is. Mental health is a huge thing. It looks different for everyone.
Give your baby away then.
Depression looks different for everyone.
Absolutely.
All that shit it looks different on everyone. You know what I mean? And like, sometimes people just need help. Sometimes people don't need to be criticized. They need someone to help them out. And it's like, it's so easy to point fingers and be like, that lady's a bad mom. That girl's this and that girl's that. It takes a lot more to reach out and help someone. I'm not talking about
Summer Walker did try to reach out.
Before or after she made fun of her.
And then she
but that's the thing, even those people, like, when you're in that kind of like life in the limelight, people will actually reach out to you to like be your friend, only to turn around and throw you under the bus and try to hurt you and whatever. So it's like you already have to be wary.
But even
of who you're
Kiki
keeping
Palmer,
around.
like, it reached out to her, you know what I mean? And I still see Chrisean out here doing interviews with her baby. Like, I just think that she's outside way too much for someone that just had a baby, and she just needs to slow things down. And I get it, because when you just gave birth, we talked about this 2 episodes ago, back in the day when you were having a baby, like your career was over. So I get that she thinks to herself, like, I'm on like an upward trajectory and I don't want the momentum to stop. I understand that, but at the same time, you're not number one anymore. She needs to leave her baby
at home sometimes. Get a nanny.
Get your mom, your an aunt, anyone else. Literally, exactly. Get a nanny, a professional. If you don't trust your family, you don't trust no one. And I feel like she's the type of person, like, I don't trust anyone. Bro, you shouldn't trust yourself.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like you don't make the right decisions or the best decisions.
First of all, she doesn't make the right decisions. Look who her baby daddy is. So it's like, I agree with you. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is I don't like to criticize women for things like that, because I know postpartum is a bitch. People hurt their babies like that in that state. People hurt themselves in that state. People don't take care of themselves. Like, there's so many things that come with postpartum. I don't want to label someone a bad mom or whatever. I'm just saying what she needs to get help.
Well, she's being a bad mom. She could end up being a good mom. I'm not saying that you're a bad mom for life.
There's definitely places for improvement, and she can. And if she turns it around, she can turn it around. She's just got to want to turn it around.
She can definitely turn it around, because the person that's hurting the most is that baby.
That baby, for sure. Like,
yo, God bless Chrisean. We hope you all the best.
Honestly, like, it's like, I love an underdog. Okay, I'm always rooting for the underdog. When Call Her Daddy freaking went to shit, I was rooting for Sophia from the beginning, because I loved Sophia. I love an underdog. Yep. So like, when it comes to Chrisean, I want to see her do so well, just to just for the satisfaction of knowing that she could do it without him. You know what I mean? Like, I want her, but I want her to be a good mom. Like, I don't want her to let people win. Like, all the people that are saying she's a bad mom, like, don't let Stacey win.
Yeah, don't let us win. But a lot of times we end up winning, and it's not that it's not a winning or losing thing. Like, I don't know that baby. I don't know you personally, but like, let's just say you're disappointing a lot of people that don't even know you.
But you're disappointing yourself. Yeah, that's what it is.
Like,
it's
just
not even about
together.
It's not about everybody else. It's about your baby and you. You know what I mean? Like, it's about who cares about the noise in the background. It's about what's beneficial for you and your baby. Right now, I feel like, she is outside too much.
She not getting
definitely needs to leave that baby at home. Get a full-time nanny. If you want to bring the baby, get a nanny who's going to watch the baby in the background while you're doing your shit. You don't need to be holding your baby head dangling just to give an interview. You know what I mean? Like,
Jason Lee literally said, when they had the first interview with Chrisean and Blueface, he said, I had to put a disclaimer in front of that interview to make things look better for Chrisean, that this was recorded way before it was, because they knew that she was pregnant. During the show, she's drinking the whole time, she's smoking, like, she doesn't care. Like, I don't know what else.
Then why doesn't Blueface take the baby?
Because you know how family court, like, it does prefer the woman, it does favor the woman, and like, there is literal evidence, but then again, like, he's not the best. Like, he just had a bunch of charges
Jaidyn
against
Alexis
him.
might hurt that baby. So
and you know what I respect about Jaidyn is when Jason was asking her questions about the baby, she never said anything about her being a mom. She just said, I wish her all the best. Like, I know I'm a mom and I wouldn't want anyone talking about my kids. So like, I wish her all the best. Like, to me, Jaidyn is so much more respectable than Chrisean is. But they just have different upbringings, clearly. Shit.
Yeah.
So like, and Chrisean's a superstar. Like, look at this girl is on our feeds all the time. Like, people cannot get enough of her. People feel bad for her. People are rooting for her. She's the underdog. She has a star quality. She's very likable. But like, even the most likable, even the cutest likable people, like, they will ruin their own lives. Like, she can project where she's gonna go,
It's
but
true.
it's just not looking good.
Well, we'll wrap up this Chrisean segment with
Seriously.
we wish you the best. We
Yeah.
hope you get the help you desperately need.
Desperate.
Get a fucking nanny, okay? And if you're paying good money, like I'll be your fucking nanny because I love babies.
do
I don't know.
love
I'm great with babies. Babies love me. If you need a nanny, I got you, girl. Like I'll put the baby to bed at 7:30 while you're out here in the streets, okay? Do whatever you want, but that baby needs to go to bed at 7:30. He needs to have his milk, his 4 ounces of milk, okay? Warm it up and put it on your wrist.
literally
Make sure it's good.
I just thought of Sukiana, for example. I never thought that Sukiana was a bad mom, even though she's
Out
has
here
a
in these-
very bad reputation.
I love
To me,
Suki.
she seems like such a caring, nurturing person. At
Even
the same
Sexy
time.
Red.
Even Sexy, like she just
You know,
Chrisean
do you know
doesn't
Sexy
give
Red
me
doesn't
that.
drink. Like even
And
before
I'm surprised.
even before she had her, she doesn't drink alcohol. And I was shocked to find
That's
that out.
what I mean. And even Summer Walker with her giving her baby like suspect shit in the beginning, to me she doesn't seem like a bad mom. Like
No.
she's when she's out, like I always think to myself, someone's taking care of her kids. She posts
The kids
her
are
kids
probably at their
still,
dad's.
but she's like always has an emoji on them now because people probably made fun of her kids because that's what the internet does.
Yep.
And like to me, I don't think that she's a bad mom. Yeah, she does things that I'm sure her kids later on in life will be like, "Mom, I wish you didn't do that." But like at the end of the day, every single parent does shit that their kids are like, "Yeah, like I wish you could have been better here." Like whatever, we do the best that we can.
Yep.
But like, yeah, like Sukiana doesn't even to me come across as a bad mom.
No, Suki actually gives me good mom vibes.
Yes.
She's just ghetto.
Like she looks like
She
someone
does.
that
She
cooks,
does cook.
cleans, takes care of her man. Like yeah, she talks crazy, but you know, it's just different. It's different vibes.
Yeah, like you can be ghetto and still be a great mom
Yep.
and a great like role model
Yep.
to a certain extent. But like, yeah, like Chrisean needs to get her shit together, man. Like I really like her. I really want her I want to see her do well. I don't want people to come for her anymore. Like I feel bad, but at the same time, it's like you gotta help yourself. you
Like
know?
how many excuses can
But
we
like
give?
you gotta help us help you. Like,
Yes.
you gotta help
Yes.
yourself.
Give
'Cause,
us
like,
something.
people reach out. Everyone out here is trying to give you advice. You think you know better. You clearly don't. Your
Yep.
baby has a hernia. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's more than evident.
And that's another thing. When you have kids young, like I remember being early 20s, mid 20s, I really thought I knew everything. Like you couldn't tell me anything.
tell me
And then
nothing.
your late 20s, early 30s, like it humbles you again that like, wow, I really don't know shit again. Like how did this happen again? I'm realizing.
I'm 33 years old and I don't know anything.
Yeah.
I'm literally getting by in this world like off a hope and a dream. Okay? Every day I wake up and I'm like, let's just get it. Like I'm just going through the motions.
Exactly.
And just try and like at the end of the day, the only thing you can do is try to make the best decision for future you.
Yes.
Right? Like
Yes.
the best thing, and one of the things, you know how I learned that I was getting better at things like that? Back in the day, because I didn't start drinking till I was about 21.
Mhm.
So in my early 20s is when I actually started like drinking.
Mhm.
And I would drink recklessly because I didn't know any better. Like
Right.
just mixing whatever, drinking whatever, like not taking care of tomorrow me.
Yeah.
Now when I drink, before I even start drinking, I make sure I have water beside my bed, my comfy PJs, Tylenol, Gatorade. Like,
Except for a couple weeks ago.
yeah,
When
well,
you were wilding out.
yeah, but I mean, I still had all those things. I just was dying.
You were mixing
Yeah, but that's because
alcohol.
I had like 8 tequila shots.
You were wilding out.
But I'm just saying, like back in the day, like I literally never thought
Yeah.
a future me.
You
Like that was
don't think of
never. I didn't even realize she was alive. Like future me. That's tomorrow me's
When
problem.
you're in your early 20s, teens, whatever, you don't even think that you're gonna live that long. It's like such a weird phenomenon. You definitely don't think about you like 10 years from now, 5
No, you
years.
do
You
not.
don't know what that world looks like. And it's all about short-term gratification. And then now it's like we're all about savings and like looking out for our health and mental health. I'm not even gonna lie. Once COVID happened, all of a sudden, like all my trauma just caught up to me. It was the weirdest
Yeah,
thing.
because it was it was when when COVID happened, it stopped us from the
in our tracks.
distractions.
Exactly.
We had no more distractions.
Really have to think Black Lives Matter was happening. And I have a feeling with the whole Palestine-Israel thing, I feel like a lot of Middle Eastern people, a lot of Jewish people are going through that thing where I was going through a couple years ago with the Black Lives Matter. Like, it was getting to me. Like, I literally was thinking of my community, my identity, my people. Like, what do I want to do on this earth? Like, what did my ancestors do for me to do better? Like, you think of bigger than you. I almost felt like I was thinking of, like, if I was a parent and, like, what I'm gonna
all
leave
the Black
for my
people
kids.
are my people.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know, it's funny because, like, you never think about future stuff when you're young, right?
No.
Like I've always said, when I was younger, I thought I was invincible. Like, even like getting in the cars with strangers, going to random parties, letting random men like be around me that I didn't know when I was in vulnerable situations, blackout, like whatever. Never, ever, ever did I think that something bad could happen to me. Now, I walk down the street and I see a group of teenagers and I cross the road because I will be damned if a bunch of 17-year-olds jump me. Okay? I cross the road. I don't even make eye contact. None of it. Like, I will have none of it. I won't take the bus because I'm terrified that someone's going to freaking
That's how you know
me.
you've matured, when you're thinking of your future self.
And I feel like also back in the day, I was always like, oh, well, let's just do this because it's not going to cost us as much. Now I will pay lots of money for my safety and protection.
And also, it might not cost financially, but it will cost you mentally, physically. Like, everything has a trade-off, okay? So I
also used to say yes to everything. I used to say yes,
like being a people pleaser.
Everything. I was, you know, it's so funny because there was a long part of my life that I never thought I was a people pleaser, but I was. Like, I would bus from Canada to the East End to hang out with one of my friends who couldn't be bothered to do the same for me. You know what I mean? And I never really thought about it and I never really cared until I got older and I was like, but why is it always me? And like, then I'm like, but now I'm like, I say no to everything. Oh, I'll say no. I don't give a shit. If I have
FOMO too.
Yeah, FOMO used
is
to
real
be,
when you're younger.
But now I'm like, I don't even care.
Because you know, you've done it so many times where you're like, hey, I'm going to go to this party. It's going to be lit. You go to the party. You're like, why am I here?
Trash.
Why am I here? I could have been at home
in my bed.
Now I'm sleep deprived. I'm hungover. Like, this was such a bad.
Oh my God. Before, even if I had to work, if someone was like, "Oh my God, there's a party. There's this. I'm like, ah, fuck it. I'll just go and I'll just make it through the day tomorrow.
Yeah, and you're tired.
Now I'm like, I gotta work. I can't. Like,
even
if I don't have to work, I just don't want to.
I don't want to. I want to watch Vanderpump Rules.
Back in the day, I always felt like I had to give an explanation as to why I didn't want to do something. Now, it's just no. But why? Because I don't want to. And that to me is a valid excuse. I don't have
setting boundaries.
I don't owe you guys don't owe nobody nothing. You don't owe an explanation. If you don't want to do something, if you don't want, like, unless it's like an obligation like work, like, bro, go to work. But like, I'm just saying, like, you never owe someone an explanation for prioritizing your own mental health and your own well-being.
And that's with guys too, because I know there's a lot of girls. If I could talk to my younger self, so many times I downplayed or I people pleased for a guy that I really liked when I didn't even want to. Like, I put all the value in him. Like, oh, he's the best. Like, I would be lucky to be with him. It's like, no, be yourself. Do what's comfortable for you, because it's like, why spread yourself thin? You're going to be resentful to the person because you made so much sacrifice, so much compromise. You trade your integrity. Like, there's so many things when you're young, you're just like, oh, whatever, I'll just do it. It's fine. It's okay. Like, it's not okay, because like, you're losing a piece of you every time you do this type of shit. And then you're like, you've dug yourself such a big hole. And that's what it was. Like, when COVID happened, I was just like, wow, like, it's almost like I was running, but I didn't know I was running. And then I stopped and I'm like, and everything caught up to me. And I'm like, oh, wow, like, I have to deal with so many things. Like, I need to reevaluate my friendships, like, take a deep look with myself. Like, so I feel like women too, a lot of times we don't have like these conversations with ourselves to self-improve, because you know, a guy's always gonna take us out on a date. A guy is always in our DMs, like trying to get with us. Like there's always been. There's no one in my DMs because like I've been in a relationship for so long that no one even tries, which is hilarious. Because another thing that I've learned, this is with being with my partner, is like privacy. Because before COVID, my whole life was online, and it's funny because we have a podcast, but trust and believe you don't know a lot that's going on in our life.
I don't even have a picture on Instagram. Like,
but like, I am so much more private on social media. And one thing that I've learned, and I even had conversations with other couples, but like one of my best friends, her boyfriend was just like, I realized that like I was the most unhappy in my relationship when we had everything online. Like we posted all the time, couples photos, whatever, I love you, whatever. And he's like, I have shared the least amount of photos with my current girlfriend, and I'm the most happy with them. And I'm like, yeah, Diana and Nathan. Oh. And I'm just like, yeah, like social media is fake as fuck.
Bro, the longer that caption, the more unhappy you are. Okay? That when I see those captions are like this long, and it's like, I don't know what I would do without you, and I love you so much, and I'm like, y'all niggas is out here. They haven't slept in the same bed in 6 years. Like
people will try to discuss. I'm sorry to bring them up, but look at Will and fucking Jada. When I tell you, like, everyone was literally like, oh, look at Will, look at Jada, and now their relationship is just crumbling before our eyes because it was all fake. Like, just work on your relationship behind the scenes. Yeah, sure, if you want to post some things here and there, do your thing, depending on who you're with. My boyfriend is extremely private. And he has taught me the lesson of being private, and I respect it. No one knows what the hell's going on unless you're in my circle, and I feel like those are the strongest relationships.
I agree. Honestly, I feel like same. Like, not that I mean, I've never been like someone who's like,
You're not.
I'm not. Like, I'm not like someone who, like, I'm not big on posting.
Shit, if there was a very long time, so me and my sister are much closer now, but there was a gap in our 20s where she was doing her own thing and I was doing my own thing. Actually, when I went to lunch with dinner with Christine, she was just like, yeah, like, this is like a relatively new thing. I'm like, bitch, I don't talk to you in like fucking 13 years. You don't know my business. But like, it's true. It has been relatively, like, I would say, right before the pandemic started, 2019, because my sister moved back into our house.
That's not true. It was before that.
Okay, maybe 18, 17.
No, because even I feel like it was when I moved back home the first time that we started.
What year
getting
was
closer.
that?
When I was 23.
No,
no, because when I lived in Montreal, when I moved to Montreal, up until I came back. Mm-hmm. We were never, like, it's not that we weren't close. We just didn't really, like.
Okay, obviously, when it comes to family stuff, we're close. Like, throughout this whole entire thing, I'm always going to have her back. She's always going to have my back. Like, we're sisters at the end of the day.
We just had different, like,
we had different friends.
Also, I feel like because you're younger than me for a long time, you've always been just my younger sister.
Exactly. That's what it was. Remember when we were hanging out that one time and you're like, no, she's my younger sister. And I'm like, bitch, our younger cousin is here doing ratchet ass shit. Why can't I do ratchet shit?
Because I love you. I mean, I love her too, but I love you. No, it's just.
But like, I feel like in the past 5 years, we've gotten much closer.
Yes, but I don't think that we
were. And during COVID, we got even way
I don't think
closer.
That we were not close, because I remember when we were in high school and we would sit in like each other's rooms. I would sit on your room floor and we would just chit chat and like whatever. Like we've always been close.
We're sisters, but I mean when I'm talking about like now I'm going to like Alicia's thing, like we weren't really partying together or anything
like now
that.
It's like
there was actually a huge gap, Kim, when I tell you I didn't know your life. I really didn't know your life because my sister, like, even though it's funny, today we went for lunch and I was with literally like my family, which was so crazy. Yeah. My sister said, oh yeah, like Stacey's the type of person, she doesn't open up to people, like she's not vulnerable. Like even sometimes I don't know what's going on with her. Like that I agree with you. Like that's what I mean why we were apart, because you were living your life, I was living my life. Obviously our lives will always be together because we're freaking sisters, and like we actually have like a deep love for each other. I would do anything for my sister. She would 100%. Do anything for me. But now I feel like on a day-to-day, like we're talking to each other. We're on the podcast together. Like we're going to horrible decisions together.
Can't
like
wait.
It's just completely different. Plus we're both adults. Like we figured our shit out for the most part.
Also,
you know?
like
it's
true.
different time of our life.
I think before it was more because like we had different friends, and at that time, to me, like you're my little sister,
right?
And my friends were out here doing ratchet things. And I was like, I can't have my sister involved in this. I didn't even want my sister to know what was going on.
I didn't know what was going on.
And like maybe if we get to like 500,000 subscribers, we can get into
exactly.
that. And mom can't get mad?
Yeah, no. Like
but,
there's just so many layers.
But
now it's like, it's so much nicer though when your sibling knows like everything. Like I remember maybe 5 years ago, I told my sister something and like I was letting her in and she was letting me in. And I was just like, wow, it's so nice to just have a bestie, you know, like to know everything.
Yeah.
And one thing I will say about the Jada Pinkett Smith thing is she went on a podcast. I forget what this guy's name is, but like I think he's Indian, but he's British and he's got green or blue eyes. He has a podcast, very, very good podcast. I forget what his name is though. And she was saying how like, I personally think that everyone should write down their story. They don't need to be a celebrity. And I agree with that because there's so much that happens in our lives that we hide. Like you don't have to say everything that happens, even if it's just a period of time in your life, but like I feel like your family when they pass away, like when my grandma passed away and my mom's family came in and we were hearing stories about my mom's life, I feel like we wouldn't have heard these things if her family that she grew up with wasn't there to pull it out of her. So like it was nice to see her in that light, to know that she had a life before us. And I feel like eventually we should just write down, like journal and stuff like that, because like people just leave and then like they're gone. Like you don't really know what happened, but like there's definitely a lot of things that I would not want my kid to know.
Oh yeah, like my sister and I have told each other, like when I die, I need you to take my phone, just clear
factory
everything.
Reset that
factory
shit
reset everything.
Call it a day.
Download all the pictures, do whatever you want with but factory reset that bitch, because I can't have my mom go through that shit. Like
because like I literally feel at this point like I'm living another, like the whole double life last episode, like I feel like I'm living another life, not a double life, two things at the same time. But when Chrisean was talking to me about high school stuff, I'm like, that was one version of me, and I'm, even though the same person, so much more has happened to me, and I'm like much wiser and smarter and more careful.
Yeah. I feel like if I could tell you know what's one thing that I actually wish I would have done when I was in high school? Taken the time to actually be a part of my high school. I was so busy being like upset about not being where I wanted to be.
Oh my goodness.
And wanting
at Trinity?
Yeah, like I feel like I literally didn't take the time to make an effort in those friendships that I had because I was so focused being pulled away from my other friendships that I had elsewhere, and I didn't nurture those. And like I feel bad when I see certain people post about like what's going on in their life and whatever, and I'm like, shit, man, like I really like
that person.
I did like that person a lot. Like not to like name drop, but I saw Heather had a baby, and I was like, fuck, like I wish I would have
really liked her.
You know, like I loved Heather, like even Ariel and like Anais and like Lori and all those. First of all, me and Lori.
Well, that's different. Though.
That's me and her. Listen, shout out to Lori Cruz. I saw she got engaged. Congratulations.
Yeah,
I've known Lori since I was 8 years old.
Crazy.
We were in second grade together. We went to St. Pat's together, and then we moved to Canada and went to Trinity together. And I love her, but I do wish I would have made more of an effort to be a part of their lives, because those were girls that I actually really
and like
cared
to me,
about.
you were part of their group, but you're right, like you weren't present.
I wasn't. Every time whenever there was parties in Canada, I was like, I'm going to hang out with my real friends. Like, and like I was just such a little bitch. Like I honestly, like I wish I could have.
I was a bitch too.
I was so mean in high school, like just so much attitude. But I think I was just so bitter in what was going on in our home life.
The home life.
And I was just like, I just didn't want to be there.
Yep.
And like I pushed away really good people in my life. Like these people were really good people and still are. Like, and I love watching them like grow and be moms and live their lives. And I'm always rooting for those girls because like I love those girls, you know? And I'll always root for them from like the sidelines and from afar and stuff. But I wish I could have like made more of an effort to take to show them how much I actually cared about them.
Especially
you know what I mean?
So when you're in high school in grade 9, well, did you start in grade 9 there or 10?
10.
Okay, so I started in grade 9, and like she said, we were in a new environment, and like I'm more shy than my sister, so I was tagging along with my sister, whatever, and I was kind of upset. No, I was very upset that I changed schools too. But I, unlike my sister, did make those deep friendships in high school. But I did feel this thing from grade 9 to 11. I was kind of like a bitch, annoying, whatever. Like I was friends with everyone, but like very judgmental, whatever. But in grade 12, this thing happens, and it happens to everyone. Yeah. When you're a senior, you really realize how like high school is not forever, and you're about to go into this other phase in your chapter in your life.
12th grade is when I actually started making an
that's when you're just like, guys, everyone just agrees, like, let's just be nicer to each other because like we had this experience. It's like when you watch like the Bad Girls Clubs or the Real Housewives, and they're like, no one knows what we went through but us. Yeah. Like no one had this teacher, no one was in this class, no one saw this fight happen. Like you guys are bonded together forever. Even if you didn't like each other, even if she slept with your boyfriend that you guys will not care about in next year. True. So if you're in high school, I would definitely say like try your best, like my sister said, to make those deep connections because like you guys are struggling together.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, like 12th grade is when I noticed a shift, especially for me. Yep. And 12th, because even before when we went to Cuba, I almost didn't want to go because I was like, I don't really like fuck with these people. Like they're not my friends. But then like I started to actually make the effort and like go to slump. Like I went to a sleepover at some girl named Melanie Duffy's house. Shout out Melanie Duffy. I don't know where you are in the world, but I hope you're doing well. I really liked her too. She was super nice. But like I went to a sleepover at her house one day, which was shocking that mom even let me, but I think she was working overnights and I don't think she knew. Sorry, mom. But yeah, like, and I had such a good time and like I made an effort. I went to a couple school dances. I had so much fun and like, then I went to Cuba and like all this stuff. And I'm like, wow, like if I would have made more of an effort, like I could have actually like liked the environment instead of wanting to run away from it at any chance I got.
But I don't blame you at the time because it was
rough.
Like a cold turkey switch. Our lives completely changed. Yeah. And my mom was making the best decision for us, but at the time we were not
happy with that shit. But I'm grateful she made that decision because that decision
my mom made a lot of altering, life-changing decisions for us, but she always had like the best intentions, and I personally believe that it benefited our lives. So.
I think it's the reason we're alive today. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that she literally saved us from craziness.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like we would not be here today had mom not made that move. So I do think like I mean
mom made two very crucial moves, one from Montreal to Ottawa and one from South Keys to Canada.
And both decisions saved all of our lives. Yes, so absolutely. Thanks for that, mom.
Shout out to mom. We haven't hated on her in a while, so
shout out, mom. Love you. She's like, I hate these kids.
They don't appreciate anything that I've done for them.
Well, we do, Sandra. We do. Okay?
She's like, Sandra.
Bleep that. No, I'm just kidding. Love you, mom. But no, like honestly, like I have to say those were decisions that like whatever. And like, and I say this all the time to my nieces. When you're a teenager, you think you know everything. I had a conversation with my niece and she's like, oh, you guys get to drink and alcohol looks so cool. And I'm like, do you even know? Like, you don't even know. I'm like, drinking in high school is nothing because you want to know what happens when you drink in high school? You get too drunk, you throw up, you get sick, you make a fool out of yourself,
Yep.
you make decisions that you would have never made. A lot of girls get labeled sluts because they got drunk and did something
that
stupid.
reputation stays with you for the whole entire high
boys
school.
fist fight for no reason.
Yep.
The police gets called. These are all things that you don't see
Yep.
when you're thinking about people drinking, because you're thinking, oh, adults drink, but
I want to grow up so fast. Bro, you're an adult for majority of your life.
literally live
That's
it. Enjoy your
trash.
childhood. Enjoy your teenage years,
Yep.
bro. If I could go back and tell myself anything,
Oh my
it's live in
goodness.
the moment
I
and
would
enjoy it.
But we'd be beyond our years. Honestly, it wouldn't even make sense.
No, it's true.
But the earlier you can get that, the better.
You know what? I honestly hope that, like, and I know this, like, I have a lot of nieces and nephews who are now turning 13, 14. And I know that they ask us a lot, like, they ask me a lot of questions. I'm the auntie that has no kids. So, like, I'm still kind of cool. Not cool, but, like, cooler than their moms.
Yeah.
And, like, if there's one thing I could say to them is, boys are nothing. Value yourself. Value your friendships. And, girl, I'm a girl's girl. I used to be a guy's girl. And now I'm a girl's girl,
Yeah, you
okay? And you have no idea the benefits of having women on your side, because men don't give a fuck about you. Even your bestest guy friends, if you give them an opportunity to smash, they will. Friend or not, like, that's just what it is. Like, your girlfriends are not doing that, but your guy friends will.
I mean, unless...
Well, yeah,
like
unless they're,
girls.
like, secretly lesbian, but, like, that's a whole different...
Because I'm sure you have those friends, too.
Yeah. We grew up with one of those, and, like, she would corner us in the corner and not let us out unless we gave her a kiss. And I was like, I don't want to. No, I don't. I just want to go home. So, like, that happens too. And don't ever let nobody pressure you into doing anything you don't want to do. Anything. Whether it be drugs, sex, alcohol, anything that you don't want to do, say no. It's okay to say no.
Yep.
It's okay to turn things down. It's okay to, like, if you think, like, just because everyone else is doing it, it's okay to
Just
not
trust
want
your
to.
gut.
Yeah.
Because you know what's wrong and what's
You
right.
know. And if you have to hide it from your friends and family, you're doing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
And with that, it's a wrap. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. Please subscribe to our channel. Freaking follow us on TikTok, Instagram. Listen to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. Shout out to everyone out here who subscribed to our almost 400. We want to say thank you so much.
Hopefully we're at 500 by now.
Yes, and that's it.
Bye.
It's a wrap.